Alex, take us to the waiver wire.
Yeah, the waiver wire. Utah has 2 games, and there are 17 teams with 4 games. The NBA continues to absolutely load up the schedule before the All-Star break. Let's jump right into it. My available in 50% of leagues player is Duncan Robinson, who is, I'm cheating a little bit, he's 56% roster in Yahoo, 16% in ESPN. Last 3 games, he's 23 points per game on making 6 threes. Of course, no other stats of real relevance, the rebounds, assists. He just doesn't do any of that. Having a tough year overall, like for him, 36.6% from 3, which I think is worse than Joel Embiid. But you could pick him up now and hope he gets back to 40+%. Either way, it's hard to find someone on the waiver wire. This might be more of a 10-team move, depending on how savvy the people in your league are. But if you need threes, I don't know where else you turn for this kind of volume on the waiver wire.
Well said. Yeah. The Max Struss days are numbered.
Yeah, right. Ken, who is your first player?
A bit of a dull suggestion. Justin Holiday, wingish guard for your Indiana Pacers. 41% on Yahoo, 8% on ESPN. I think the Pacers roster is going to get blown up at the February 10 deadline. Holiday's already starting. I think it's going to free up a lot of shots when the Pacers deal assets for picks. And Holiday ranks 46 per game in the last 14 days in 9 category leagues. 14 points a game and 1.1 steals. And the Pacers have 4 games next week. So my somewhat dull pick, Justin Holiday.
And that's a good suggestion, Ken. Especially as long as the Pacers are shorthanded, Holiday will continue to provide some kind of value. My suggestion is Jared Vanderbilt, starting forward for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's been very solid. He just logged his 6th double-double of the season. Pretty much locked into that starting lineup. Starting about the last 20 games that he's been active. The production is solid as well. Over the past 4 games, 29.8 minutes, 10 points, 9.5 rebounds. He's a very good rebounder. 3.3 steals, and even 3 assists. So he's not going to get you 3-pointers, but he's a decent rebounder, and he can get defensive stats. Nothing too exciting. He is pretty heavily owned on Yahoo already, but if you're in an ESPN league, he's available in 3/4 of the leagues out there. So he's worth scooping up if you're in an ESPN league and you need rebounding and defensive help.
I wrote about Vanderbilt I wrote an article about long-term pickups for shallow leagues, and Vanderbilt was pretty much one of my key suggestions. Pick him up. He's basically 10 rebounds a game. The defensive stats. I don't know where you're going to find that combination elsewhere on the waiver wire.
He was guarding Curry a lot last night. It's kind of fun to watch. Mm-hmm. The wingspan's like 10'8" on that guy.
Super high energy guy. Like him and Patrick Beverly together are just kind of annoy the hell out of the other team. My going to my long shot of the week, Nicolas Batum. 29% roster in Yahoo. I'm cheating again. A little bit over 25%. 29% Yahoo, 9% ESPN.
For the excitement of Nicolas Batum, it's well worth bending the rules.
Yeah, pretended that he was washed up in Charlotte. They traded him. Suddenly he's good again. I mean, he's this is like how Kevin Love knew that his contract was untradeable. He'd never get dealt to a contender, so he just got hurt all the time. Was a cancer to the team. Realized that if he did that long enough, a contender would form around him, and that he could thrive again. But Batum dealt with injuries here and there. He's been in and out a little bit. But the whole season, he's been on the fringes of 12-team relevance, and people keep adding him and dropping him and adding him and dropping him.
You love bringing up Nick Batum.
Batum, Covington, that's my squad.
They should be your roommates, in a 3-person bunk bed.
Yeah. I think they've all played for the Blazers.
Plenty of shots in Clipperland, of course, with their 2 stars out.
Yeah, so on the year, he's ranked 112th which is pretty good. So 29% roster doesn't really make sense. And everyone knows what the Batum line is: 9 points, 5 rebounds, an assist and a half, 1.7 combined steals, decent shooting. Like that's what it is.
A not bad quadruple single.
Exactly. Yeah. The fringe quadruple single. Ken, let's go your long shot.
My long shot is a long shot. I couldn't help pondering who's going to fill the void in Brooklyn with KD out. And obviously, no one person is going to just be KD. Nash loves to finagle the lineups and change and go with the hot hands. But here's a crazy long shot for deep leagues. Old man James Johnson can play center and power forward, put up 12 points, 8 boards, and 7 assists. Wednesday's win over the Denver Nuggets. Oh, wait, was that a loss? I don't remember. But
Loss, yeah.
Brooklyn has 4 games next week. Anyway, so if you're cool with neck tattoos, James Johnson is your guy for your long shot deep league pickup. Let's see if Nash gives him a run.
I'm a little intrigued by that. I don't mind that 1%.
He's 1%. He's available. 0% on ESPN. 0.2% technically.
Yeah. He's proven it before to some extent.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be in their rotation. My question is just, and with 4-game slate, yeah, there's upside there if you're in a deep enough league. My question is, or not even a question, just don't get fooled by the 38 minutes he played last night. Claxton was sitting, Sharp was sitting. Those two guys, Claxton will definitely be back. Yeah, Claxton will be back for the next game. Sharp, it doesn't sound like a long-term injury. I wouldn't expect Johnson to play more than like 20 minutes a game when they have one of those two guys available.
It is a positive that he played 38 minutes though with those guys out compared to someone like Blake Griffin who still only played 15 minutes.
Right.
Also,
I mean, if the team were healthy, Blake wouldn't be in the rotation at all.
Right.
We've seen that already.
And also, James Johnson's nickname is Bloodsport, so you get to have that on your roster, which is great. Shannon, who is your long shot of the week?
My long shot of the week is Kenyon Martin Jr., forward for the Rockets. Yeah, his playing time's picked up a little bit recently. Starting to see at least somewhat consistent minutes off the Rockets bench over the past couple games. He's averaging the past 2 games 13.5 points, 6 rebounds with 2 steals. He has the ability to hit the occasional 3-pointer, but I like him mostly for the defensive upside. And he kind of reminds me a little bit of Brandon Clark, where that even if he's not the same player, but if he plays 25 minutes, he might be able to get solid enough defensive stats and contribute a little bit elsewhere to hold value in deeper formats. But total flyer, I mean, he's not going to be uncorked unless Tate gets hurt or Wood gets hurt, and it opens up more minutes. But deep enough.
A lot of talk of Daniel Tice getting dealt, though his contract's a little hefty. That would free up minutes for Martin as well.
Absolutely.
Yep. Ken, I think you have a dull suggestion for us.
I do have my dull suggestion of the week. Red Velvet, Kevin Herter for your Atlanta Hawks. Owned in 37% of Yahoo leagues, 12% of ESPN. He has started their last 6 games despite a recent hip issue. I think the Hawks are another team that could see big roster changes come deadline time. And they've got what do we do about too much depth issue in Atlanta? I think they're going to clear some bodies. We already moved Cam Reddish along. And the Hawks have 4 games next week. So my dull suggestion of the week is Kevin Herter.
I like it. He's just kind of there. And he's got like that 6-man role.
He's a younger Nick Batum.
Yeah.